Hello everyone, welcome to Tutorials by Ayushi, and this is the 7th video of the course of photosynthesis. In the previous videos I've already talked about difference between light reaction and dark reaction. I've already covered up all the processes involved in light reaction, and in the previous video I've started talking about Kelvin cycle, which is a process involved in dark reaction. Now in this video I'll be talking about C2 cycle or photorespiration, and it is also known as glycolate cycle. Now before starting with C2 cycle, I would first discuss the role played by Rubisco enzyme. Now if you can remember, in the previous video I've already talked about the role of Rubisco, that in the presence of Rubisco enzyme, ribulose biphosphate attaches with carbon dioxide to form the first compound, which is phosphoglyceric acid. Now there Rubisco plays the role of ribulose carboxylase, which means that Rubisco attaches with or combines with carbon dioxide, and this process is known as carboxylation. The process of carboxylation is when in C3 cycle or in normal dark reaction cycle, when Rubisco enzyme combines with carbon dioxide, this is known as carboxylation. For example, it happens in C3 cycle. But the main thing to study about Rubisco is that this is the behavior of Rubisco that it shows in normal condition. What happens to Rubisco when the temperature conditions is high and also the concentration of oxygen is high? Now in these two abnormal conditions where the temperature goes high and also the concentration of oxygen goes high, Rubisco, in place of combining with carbon dioxide, it combines with oxygen and it behaves as ribulose oxygenase. That is, in spite of combining with normal carbon dioxide and playing the role of ribulose carboxylase, it plays the role of ribulose oxygenase when the temperature conditions and the oxygen concentrations are high. Now this is what happens in photorespiration. Photorespiration is a process where ribulose oxygenase or Rubisco plays the role of ribulose oxygenase, where it combines with oxygen and behaves as ribulose oxygenase in spite of ribulose carboxylase. In the process of photorespiration, basically oxygen is taken in and carbon dioxide is given out. So there is a similarity between respiration in human beings or other animals and plants, which is that when we talk about respiration in human beings as well, oxygen is taken in and carbon dioxide is given out. Therefore, in plants, when oxygen is taken in and carbon dioxide is given out in presence of light, therefore this process is known as photorespiration. And also it is also known as C2 cycle and glycolate cycle. Now this behavior of Rubisco is basically shown in temperate plants or in monocots, for example wheat, rice and barley. Now what actually happens in photorespiration? Let us move forward with the cycle, C2 cycle. Now basically three organelles are involved in C2 cycle, which includes chloroplast, peroxisomes and mitochondria. Usually the process of C3 cycle or normal dark reaction takes place only in chloroplast, but in case of photorespiration where Rubisco combines with oxygen in spite of normal carbon dioxide, three organelles are involved in the order chloroplast, peroxisomes and mitochondria. Now let us start with the cycle. Now usually what happens is that ribulose biphosphate combines with carbon dioxide in presence of ribulose carboxylase and normal C3 cycle happens. But in photorespiration or C2 cycle, ribulose biphosphate combines with oxygen in presence of ribulose oxygenase or Rubisco enzyme to form the first compound, which is phosphoglycolate. Now, on losing one phosphate, phosphoglycolate converts into glycolate in chloroplast. This glycolate further moves into peroxisomes here, and glycolate then converts into glyoxylate. Now this glyoxylate combines with hydrogen peroxide to form glycine in peroxisomes, and further glycine moves inside mitochondria, where two molecules of glycine are moved into mitochondria, and after it moves into mitochondria, what happens is that one molecule of ammonia or one molecule of amine and one molecule of carbon dioxide is released in mitochondria, and this one carbon dioxide which is being released is the byproduct of C2 cycle, where oxygen is taken in the cycle and carbon dioxide is released. Therefore it shows that photorespiration is taking place in C2 cycle. Now further, when one molecule of ammonia and carbon dioxide is released from glycine, the glycine converts into serine in mitochondria. Now the serine moves back to peroxisome. Here serine again combines with one molecule of ammonia to convert back into glycine. This is one process, and the other process taking place in serine will be that serine will convert into hydroxypyruvate. Now hydroxypyruvate on further reduction converts into glycerate. This glycerate further moves back into chloroplast, where on phosphorylation it converts back into PGA, which is again a compound which is a part of C3 cycle, and further the cycle moves back and the first compound, which is ribulose biphosphate, combines again with oxygen in presence of ribulose oxygenase to form the first compound of C2 cycle, which is phosphoglycolate, and further the cycle keeps on moving. So this is what happens in C2 cycle, where basically oxygen is taken in and carbon dioxide is released out only because of the abnormal behavior shown by Rubisco enzyme in two conditions, which is high temperature and high oxygen concentration. Now what do plants do to actually ensure that photorespiration does not take place in the plant, which will be what I'll be talking about in next video, that what actually happens when oxygen is taken in and carbon dioxide is released out, and what is the behavior shown by plants, and what are the proper ensurement techniques that plants takes to actually ensure that photorespiration does not take place in plant. So I hope you're clear up with the concept of C2 cycle or glycolate cycle or photorespiration. Also do take care that the work which is being done by photosynthesis by taking in carbon dioxide and giving out oxygen in form of energy is undone by photorespiration, where oxygen is utilized by the plant itself and it gives back carbon dioxide. So in next video I'll be talking about the techniques that actually plants take to ensure that photorespiration does not take place in the plant. I hope you're clear up with the concept of photorespiration, how does it takes place, and the various organelles involved in C2 cycle. Also, if you like my video, then please do follow me, and if you like the video, also share it with your friends and do keep studying, and also follow the next video to ensure that what happens in plants next.